That's what I was saying. Eventually, we need to be like, oh, magical pony, what is our next topic? We just pull it and see what happens.
I am going to get a picture and send it to Rudo.
You should. So this is your friend from the Discord, right?
Yeah, he has the Astrocast
So
podcast.
you started from your phone and everything? There's your production assistant.
No. In this case, I'm just gonna, if y'all get to talking or something, I'm just gonna type it up like when I think of it. You know, usually how these things work. We're live, by the way. Usually, how these things work is, I just noticed the wings on the back of that thing.
Talk about it.
Yeah, we can cut that bit out. There are questions that kind of like act as an outline to kind of guide us through the conversation. We don't have that today.
We're going to be guided like cats. We're herded by goats.
We're out of the known realm.
Just four guys talking about manly things.
And we're live. Here we go. Episode 4?
Sure.
5, 6.
I think it's 5. I'm like 99% sure it's 5. Let me check real quick.
Let us know in the comments what episode we're supposed to be on.
Am I wrong or am I right?
The last one got 56 views. I saw that.
Yeah, who's that guy?
I don't know. The other one before that got 55, I think, too.
That's episode 6, as a matter of fact. Because this guy was episode 5 right here. You should go check that out. Andrew Tittor. Great story.
Better known as Sunshine.
That's right.
I forgot about that. So this episode right here kind of spurs back to episode 1. We made mention of a certain individual, James and I, and James got some questions about who this individual might be. James, what was the name used for this individual?
This is Donkey Dad.
Donkey Dad,
Otherwise known as Tony Dickey.
Tony. He is our guest of honor tonight. I drove all the way across the state of Arkansas. James drove all the way across the state of Arkansas. Andrew drove
Through Texas.
And into Arkansas.
I drove 10 minutes.
So, but yeah, this is a special night. I can't tell you when the last time all 4 of us were able to actually get together, and we're going to talk a little bit about our relationship as friends and as brothers, and just some of the things we've gone through.
I remember the last time we were all together. I was getting on y'all for jumping from truck to
Oh no!
I was actually
That also got brought up.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, the story of jumping across truck. Wait, I was the only one that was doing that, though.
You felt so bad.
Oh, I did. I mean, Garrett snapped a picture of me, and I just had like this just defeated look on my face, like I messed up so bad. And I did, but we'll get into this.
That's okay. Y'all are having kids. I'm going to take them behind theirs and teach them.
No.
My son would do
bring
it.
back video.
My son would do it and probably be successful at it.
Oh God.
In which, in that, I say, Tony, just lock him up in a room when he does that, please. So, I guess we're going to have to give a little bit of background, a little context to why the 4 of us.
So much.
Well, we're going to have to start at probably the most. Okay. I showed up. Look, we are all associated through the Arkadelphia Church of Christ. That's the bread and butter of our relationship. Okay. What led us here? All have different roads, but that being said, Tony's been here forever because he's old. I got here in 2011.
We're just going to blaze past that.
No, we'll come back to it.
Okay.
James, you got here in...
Oh, gosh. 2014.
And
The 4th day God made Tony.
you were the 8th day. sorry. You slap me if you want. And then Andrew, we kind of discussed the origins of our relationship in our episode, but that was
2014, 2015.
like the spring of 20. No. Spring of 2016.
Yes.
Because I had done the baseball thing,
Yeah.
came back, and the spring of 2016. It's almost been 10
Timeline's a
years.
little wonky, but
I was thinking about that today driving in. I was like, it's been 10 years. This is crazy.
Oh, I just came back from the thing, and I saw teammates who they had hair, but now they don't have hair.
oh my
They
god,
had a beard that was brown, but it's not brown anymore. And I'm just like,
what color is
Chest,
it?
and now they have a belly.
there were a couple of those there too. Yeah, but man, all in all, that was a great time. But I've been looking forward to this time right here. Really, since we put this thing together, really since episode 1 when we started, it's like this has got to be a possibility.
Yeah, we said this would have to be a special episode. We were like, at that point, we thought it might be a goal for your channel, but now we were just like, we got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
Yeah, and that's really what this is. So
Did you want the origin of the actual donkey dad? Where that come from?
Yes, we need to explain.
let's start us off with that, Tony. Can you please explain the origins of Donkey Dad?
Well, we were going through on a mission trip to Honduras. We were headed through the Houston airport, I believe, at that time. We were still flying United. And of course, that is not possible without Kelly's organization skills. And so we were traipsing through the concourse, and Kelly was in the front. I was hanging out at the back to, make sure we had all the group together. And Kelly looked back and was like, "Are you coming?" And I said that I was making sure that I had all my little duckies. Well, Hannah Sanders thought she heard donkeys. And it kind of morphed from there. So then instead of being the duck dad, I was the donkey dad.
Did you explain it to her that it was?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it stuck. So
Yeah.
Okay.
At that
It was
point,
too
she
late
couldn't
at that
go
point.
back. So I've been donkey dad ever since.
Here's something. Out of this group right here, Tony mentioned a second ago that all this transpired on a mission trip to Honduras. How many times have you been now?
The production assistant saying 7,
7. Okay.
aka Juice or Kelly.
Yeah.
And really,
We keep
this
dropping name
this
for every episode.
this whole thing right here, us sitting here and the table design and all that was not the 4 of us. That was our production
Yep.
assistants who's doing a fabulous job directing.
Shout out to Kelly. Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
7 trips to Honduras. Have they been different every time you went, or what? Because I know.
I went to 2 at least, maybe 3.
Different in what way?
Well, so
we had different locations.
yeah. So when we went, the times we've gone with you, typically what we did was masonry work, putting concrete floors in people's houses. Has that kind of been the bread and butter every time y'all have gone, or?
We essentially, yeah, especially when we were going with the Brooks and their group to Gualaco, that was mainly concrete flooring. One year we built a school. Of course, that was still concrete work, mixing mortar and blocks. And then when we started going to the other site, it was the concrete pouring floors and things like that, in addition to building beds.
Okay.
And then
So
putting on like children's days and things like that, and ladies classes.
so you've been able to take your expertise, just from maybe jobs you've had growing up, hobbies you've had growing up, all these things, and apply it to your service to these mission trips. Basically. Okay. Well, I'm gonna jump on. We're gonna kind of hit on the origins of our relationships real quick. Since you're the freshest with him, would you like to? I don't know why that starts you off. I don't know. I'm trying to stop talking as much as I can.
Fair enough.
Andrew, do you mind kind of getting into the origins of your relationship with Tony and how? I guess how would you define y'all's relationship? Because he's more than just a friend.
Yeah, I mean, so coming to a new school and everything, trying to fit in, find new people. Obviously, in our last video, we talked about how you helped bring me here, and Tony and Kelly, Juice and Snacks, they help lead Readies for Christ.
Okay.
And so that's how that kind of started, and it became more like I would say like a parent type of relationship. That's how kind of I felt. You know, I was away from my family, so they kind of like took me in, but friends at the same time. And so it just helped me get more comfortable, and yeah, I mean, it just continued to grow.
Well, the first time we ever met was over inside his yard. We were raking our leaves, and did you come that day or did you come back?
No, he came.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know anybody.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you just, maybe I was thinking about the OBU kid that just showed up. They expected him. They expected him to do that whole
Like I
yard
said,
by
Readies
himself.
for Christ.
Yeah, Red D's. Is it still RTFC or is it okay?
Readies and Tigers.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think that was the first time we had officially met you.
Yes.
That day, and it just kind of you clicked with us.
Yeah.
And,
We're family now.
yeah, that led to staying the summer with us and being
You-
one of our adopted children.
You lived an entire summer. What's the name of the what
Turkey
Trot
Trot
Acres.
Acres.
Turkey Trot Acres?
Good old Samuel.
You're gonna have to explain this one because I don't remember. Turkey Trot Acres.
Yeah, we called it the James drew a picture. We called it the Turkey Trot Acres because Corbin was the first college student that stayed a summer with us, and so we called it and then Sarah and EJ got married out there, and I had all my workout equipment that y'all would come out and work out, and James would. So it was Turkey Trot Acres, bed and breakfast, gym, wedding chapel, and there was something else in there.
It's like Tony's not clarifying that he and Kelly have a lot of animals out at their house. I mean, they have a large amount of livestock, and so of all different kinds. And so we would just joke about how multi-purposed the place was. And at that day and age, I mean, even now, like the idea of like barns for various services was very big. And so we were like trying to make this joke about like, well, it's Turkey Trot Acres. It's got all these different services, right? Like Tony was saying, like you can get married there, you could work out there, you could have the animals.
It's quite the venue.
And
really
at that time,
great.
we had Samuel, the 50-pound turkey. So he was kind of the focal point of
He was the
James's
mascot.
drawing.
Mascot. Okay.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Oh.
And he would hang out with us when we'd have our bonfires and we'd be singing and stuff. He would be out there with us.
he
One.
enjoyed that.
I remember some of the gobbles. Now, James, you
Still hear him now.
you can, James, you came around in 2014. Can you explain what that transition was like for you, and then kind of how Tony played a role in you basically becoming a staple in this, this church, and then just
I got really lucky. The church here hired me to interim preach, like so to fill in while they were looking for
I forgot about
somebody
that.
else
Okay.
to preach full time because I had just graduated from college, and so I got a job at Sparkman, which is like 30 minutes from here.
You worked with the campus ministry, right, at SAU as
Mhm.
well? Okay.
Yeah, I worked at the campus ministry at SAU, and so I was like, yeah, I'll fill in preaching for a little bit. So I met everybody here kind of in that vein, and then as I got to know the group more and more, for me, like it was funny because Tony and Kelly were just like friends, but then for like my wife, who was part of the college group, so we were just friends then, but like for her, she had more of a parent relationship with Tony and Kelly, so it was really funny to like. I would talk about Tony and Kelly as like just friends, and then she'd be like, "They're more like my, more like my parents." So it's really funny for us. It's been a good time though. I mean, I enjoyed getting to work with the group here, and felt very much at home with the group here, as I got to work with RTFC and all kind of other things.
What they mentioned a second ago about how Turkey Trot Acres is quite the venue. We mentioned in our James in our first video that I I worked with James on, I guess, just the strength conditioning aspect of his life. Now, he wasn't training for anything like, any sport or anything like that. He was just, doing it for life fitness, basically. And we used pretty much like the CrossFit methodology, only there wasn't a gym in this area. You'd probably have to travel an hour south to Texarkana or go up to like Benton or something. And that's kind of out of the way. But this man opened up his garage, and I didn't even know. Like, it was just kind of like did you buy a bunch of equipment for that? Or
No,
like,
it's
how
just stuff I'd acquired over the years.
well, you turned it into the perfect home gym is what you did. I mean, I knew everything that you had, what all we could do, what all I can program, and I would write it out or type it out, send it to James, and then he would send me back his times or tell me about his workout. And then I finally decided to come down there and check this out. Your garage is one of my favorite gyms on the planet, sir.
It was open almost 24 hours a day, too.
That's the crazy
We could
thing.
go in whenever we wanted.
But
I'm
he
sure
had-
it was much to
literally.
their chagrin, but I'm like, we would just show up randomly and be like, hey, can I work out?
He had one piece of equipment, though, that's kind of notorious. You know what I'm talking about?
The inversion table? Or as I was thinking of.
I want you to hang upside down like a bat.
Hey, it felt pretty great, honestly.
Bubbles.
Oh, the tire?
Yes.
I've forgotten about Bubbles, the tire.
It was old farm. It was old.
The
Tractor
tractor
trailer,
tire,
right?
wasn't it?
No, I think it was off of one of the front end loaders at work that I brought home for y'all to beat on.
Stupid tire. I hated that.
This thing was massive, and what a fitting name, Bubbles, for such a destructive
I
piece
forgot
of
about
equipment.
Bubbles. I think Bubbles is still out there somewhere.
Oh, no.
We might need to
I
go.
was gonna say, we're about to change our workout.
Yeah, we're going to Turkey Trot Acres in the morning. 7 o'clock short. We got to eat the continental breakfast first, so. So, but outside of just the church dynamic and everything, I mean that connected y'all together. But how does Tony kind of fit in your life now? Like, because with Morgan, who's kind of like a father figure to her, do you still see him as more like a really good best friend, or is there a little bit?
I mean, I think it's more of a mentor relationship now. Like when I call Tony and Kelly, like because I'm a campus or I'm a youth minister in my church, but I work at a college, and so oftentimes things that Morgan and I will try to put together are things that you and Kelly did here at church, and just try to be like, hey, I think this is this would be something they would do, or like we'll call an event, or we'll call to be like, how did y'all do this? And I think especially as we get more and more kids, and deal with more and more situations that we're like, we need help, we need some kind of context, even if it's just to be like, yeah, you deal with that and it happens, and here's how you move on. But yeah, it's definitely been a fun way to look at and get information about how you deal with certain things in ministry. Because I think in ministry, it's just really easy to become isolated. But to have somebody with such rich experience as y'all is
Well,
really
there's so
fun.
many highs and lows in it. And, when things are going great, you've got a good crowd coming and participating. You can't get any higher. But then when there's something, maybe there's not so many showing up, or something else is going on that they choose to go do instead of coming, that can kind of bring you down quite a bit.
Well, one thing that you bring to the table in your ministry, because I mean, I'm just going to call it what it is. Your work with RTFC, it is a ministry, 100%. You bring this happy-go-lucky, stress-free, even though I know you're not stress-free, kind of, and you always just bring like this good, positive, uplifting, encouraging spirit to whatever it is that you do. And that's such an incredible gift that you have. I wish I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in any and every situation. You talked about the highs and lows. Tony, I've been a part of some RTFCs when there's almost 30 people here, and I've been to some where I might be the only one there. And the food was great.
Yeah,
But-
either way, always consistent.
But still, though, it didn't discourage you. It didn't. It just kind of made you, I don't know, work harder, even though it didn't even seem like you were really working harder. You know, it was just kind of who you were.
Well, the whole goal that we kind of set for ourselves and for the program, and I really feel it now that I have college age children. You know, I thought it then.
No joke.
Yeah, you have that existential crisis right now. Let's go ahead and get it out.
They
of
are where y'all were. You know, all
Yep.
this time. Those little brothers that you grew up with are now.
That curly headed squirt in college now.
Yeah,
Both of them.
the way. Yep.
Yeah.
he's 6'2", 260.
Okay.
Well, not the little one. He's just. But what we strive to do was be a family away from family, because like your parents were not just outside of town; they were a long ways off. Andrew's parents weren't. Now James is right down the road, but still, we wanted to be that family that if something happened, your parents could know that until they could get here, y'all were in good hands.
Well, I mean, like Morgan's parents were far away, and I think they even now, would feel comfortable like how well y'all took care of Morgan and how well like y'all did. I think that's a very great way to put it. Is y'all were family away from family.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all did a great job of it.
Well, that was the whole
Still do a
goal,
great job
was,
with it.
to be that. We wanted y'all to feel comfortable enough, and you can ask Andrew because he lived with us for that summer. I mean, there was no pressure for me to be Mr. the dancing clown while he was there. If we wanted to sit around on the couch and just watch TV and not say a word for 2 hours, that's what real family did. Real,
Mhm.
I mean, we weren't the.
Or play Nerf guns with you a little bit.
Yeah. They would do that. They'd break out the Pokemon cards. They'd flip the couches over and make, forts and shoot Nerf guns and have battles. And
It's fun.
Why wasn't I invited?
Yeah, exactly. I never heard of Pokemon cards.
What else did y'all do? We'll talk about this later.
But,
We might be going to Tony's house here in a little bit.
I know there was one time, y'all remember Philip Turner?
Yeah. Phil.
There was one day, I don't remember who all it was, but they pulled up in a car. And he was in the back, like in the hatchback area. And it looked like a clown car at a circus when the doors opened. I don't know how many kids were in there. But they just said they wanted to come see Tony and Kelly. And you don't know what that does to your heart, that these kids can be doing anything or out here having fun and whatever. And they decided to ride out to the house. Or the one time that everybody loaded up to come out because they wanted to hear Tony stories, and they got to live one live. That was when we got the notification in the mail, and Kelly said, "Did you order us new iPhones?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do that. That's not my wheelhouse." And so, come to find out, someone had gotten our credit card information and stuff and ordered new, I think $1,600 worth of iPhones. And they got to sit at the table and watch all this while we're talking to customer support and finding addresses. And
I wish I could have been a part of that.
so, yeah,
Oh boy.
I have a story for all occasions, but they got to be right there in the middle of it.
My earliest memories of us were playing volleyball at RTFC.
Oh,
You and
volleyball that I
Marlon.
was so bad at.
All I know is you and Marlon. Y'all were the little crew there. 6'7" and whatever.
5'6".
I was gonna say 5'9". I was gonna give you
Watch it. You just don't call me small.
that. And the time you almost took out Leah with spoons. When
That Spoons video's on my Facebook, by the way. There's a couple of them. It was me, Marlon, Billy, Joseph. Was that his name? I can't remember.
might have been. All I know is you and Marlon went for the last spoon, and Marlon pulled you across the table, and your foot caught Leah in the face.
Oh no!
Good times.
I don't remember that.
Good times.
Do you think Lee remembers? I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah.
How could you forget the near-death experience?
Well, she may not remember.
I
Depends on how hard the blow was. She might have CTE.
Not football related. That's an interesting case. Well, so now we're kind of getting to know Tony a little bit here. Tony, we have, well, we have a, who is this guy? But all of our relationship, though, all four of us, is pretty much based on Christian principles.
And shenanigans.
And shenanigans.
Oh, I bet you Jesus probably had a couple of, times. I'm gonna watch what I say. But
I'm like,
he probably had a good time. I'm just saying. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah. Do you mind and share as much as you want to, or as little as But can you tell us about your origin story in regards to coming to Christ?
Well, I did not grow up in church. My weekends were very long because we had both Saturday and Sunday to do what we wanted to and everything. So I did not about the most church I got was during the summer going to vacation Bible school. That was because my neighbor would come by and pick us up and take us there and everything. So when I dated a girl in high school, I attended church with her a few times, but there were some things that I don't know, I just didn't like about that particular congregation, things that was going on. And then through college, I was either in school or working all the time, so I never made time for church. I was hadn't started searching yet, I guess you would say.
Did you go in the military?
Yeah, towards the end of my college career.
Okay.
I took a semester off and did the basic training and all that. And then I didn't really start searching until I started dating Kelly.
Okay. Which was because from an age standpoint, because you're a little y'all are age
7.5 years older.
Okay.
So I would have probably been about 96, 97, somewhere around there.
Upper 20s.
Producer?
Yeah. I would have been
producer, yes.
20. I think I was 24 when I met her. Now we didn't start dating until I was like 26. But just hanging around her, and she's what really led me. I'd wondered a few times, but she's the one that she was good about answering questions, and we would talk and stuff like that. But before that, I mean, if a religious discussion come up, my skin would almost crawl because I'd be so uncomfortable. Like, the holy water falling on something. And so to have asked me back then that one day I would be influencing young lives or even having a discussion like this, I would have probably laughed at you and said, you're smoking something. But no, her and her mom, I credit them with really working and answering any questions I had, things like that. And once I made that decision and went into that water and came up a new person, that 10,000 pounds was lifted off my shoulders.
Maybe I'm the only one that you kind of described maybe what I'm about to say, but there's something about you go down and you come back up. I felt like I was 13 when it happened. I felt like
I was 29.
Wasn't trying to go there, Tony, but okay.
Almost on Social Security.
Focus. Hey, I think we're doing pretty good for just shooting from the hip here, okay? I'm just saying.
I can't remember a script anyway, so it ain't any good.
We got scripts for these things. I was able to breathe, though, and it was just this overwhelming amount of peace, and I was relaxed. I felt clean, literally, but like it was just like a spiritual. I don't know. Anybody else feel?
Oh, 100%.
You came out of the water and you were.
I was amped up.
We were discussing that when we pulled up when we were waiting on you to get through with your deal that you were doing. I looked at him and said, "Hey, this kind of feels like the night you were baptized." He said, "Oh no, it was way later." I said, "Yeah, it was 1 o'clock. Believe me, I know."
And we were bench pressing prior to that, so I mean, we had a lot of late night workout stuff. So going to Tony's house tonight wouldn't be different.
It's true.
I don't have workout clothes though. I mean, I do.
Oh,
I'll
it's
squat.
all pushed back in the corner.
Yeah.
Furniture remodeling has taken over my workout space.
Turkey Trot Acres is under renovation right
Yeah.
now.
We're gonna have to extend this.
No, on a serious note though, I mean, when I first started dating, she'll tell you, I told her, I said, I will probably never join your church. You know, I don't know. You know, I was that far.
Was it?
But the more I heard the word and the more it started working on me, it made sense. And, you know,
Well, it's such a testament. I mean, many Christians are like that. Many Christians don't convert until later on in life. And so, I mean, it gives you a potential to influence people in a way that's very different than my upbringing. Like, my upbringing was the opposite, where I was in church pretty much since the day I was born.
Mhm.
So it's easy for me sometimes to, like, take for granted, you know, when people have questions and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I think the answer is this. I don't mean to come across that way, but sometimes it's just a pitfall of already having it for so long.
Yeah.
But then you seeing it, again, I think it gives you a unique perspective to be able to reach people who, like, you know, maybe didn't grow up in the church and have other experiences.
that's the way I look at it. There's times where I wish that, you know, I would have been involved in a group like RTFC when I was in college. But at the same time, I also know that I wouldn't be as effective to a college age at the time, you know, when we were going strong without having that background. And it was like, I could tell that I know what you're going through. There's nothing that you're doing that I haven't done, you know.
We that you reminded me of a time I think I was about to graduate in 2014ish, and I was fighting. I was getting pulled all over the place. Just my literally, it was like a tug of war with my soul. I don't know if I hadn't been coming for a little bit. I can't really remember if I just stopped showing up for RTI. Just I was distancing myself, and that's a bad habit I have. Just whenever I have things going on and I'm struggling with something, I just shut down completely. And I don't know if you asked if I would come up here, or if I just asked you, or if I drove by. I don't know. But you and I sat in this kitchen area in this building we're sitting in, and we talked for I don't know. Man, it was, and I just I would say something, and you would just smile. You wouldn't try to like combat me with just like, well, let me tell you what you're doing wrong, and then you were just you were peaceful, you were composed. You didn't like you just said, I understand. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I know. But and you would give the most basic but effective answers, and those basic but effective and accurate answers are what got me out of a tough mental and spiritual situation. So yeah, you went through what you went through and you know, like, and I'm not. Please don't take that as a knock. It's like you're uneducated. You don't know, because I was like, oh man, I hope he doesn't think I'm going there, because I'm not. Very smart fella, but it was just I was overthinking so many things in life, and I still do that to him. And I were talking like before we got started with this on just some of the things that are just that can catch your attention in all the wrong ways and just trap you. And that's what I allowed myself to get into at that time. And you just calmly and just you redirected me in a way that I just, what am I doing? And that was a pivotal moment in my walk at that point in time, because from there led to me not just like that, but after a few months it started this process with me. And the next thing I know, I'm on fire. I come in contact with this guy, and we have this brotherhood and this friendship that I'm blessed to have. So
We're all like plants. Sometimes we don't get the water we need and we start wilting, but somebody comes along and gives us a drink and we perk back up.
wisdom. And Effective answer. See, look at that. I mean, but-
right
I
off
feel
the
like
hip.
that's with a lot of students, or college kids. There's at times where you have those moments where you're down mentally, you're down physically, you're down, and I mean, I know with y'all, like going to y'all's place, there were some rough nights, and during certain situations, and just spending time with y'all just helped that, or being able to talk with you and Kelly, like. I mean, it was just a place where you could just be open, and we know, or I knew, and I feel like Zach here as well, like we could just be open with y'all, and y'all wouldn't judge us. Y'all would just be like, understand where we're coming from at a hard time with this, in an area of our life where we're still trying to figure everything out, trying to figure out our own walk in life, trying to figure out what God has us, His calling for is for us, and sometimes we still may not know, but y'all helped guide us and give us a guiding hand and brought wisdom where we wouldn't want to go with their parents with it, where we entrusted y'all with
Sometimes it's easier to hear it from somebody else.
right. And so I mean, I think that just helped a lot. I know personally that's helped a lot, and from what Zach's talking about, helped a lot as well. And I mean, really just can't thank y'all enough for being there and having this ministry. And I mean, I honestly think about y'all almost every single day. Y'all, Miss Judy, and just I don't know where my life would be without y'all, because there's some dark moments where, and I'll be honest, like where I wanted to go party, and I knew that wasn't the right decision. I knew the mindset that I was in. I was like, look, I don't need to do that. I'm going to see what Tony and Kelly are doing and go out there. And I mean, it was a place just to get away from pressures, and yeah, it was just nice.
And there's a ton of pressure when you're in college.
Right.
When you're trying to get through with good grades, trying to get your degree in a certain amount of time. If you're in athletics, like you were too, and Zach, that's like having another job. Because college sucks the fun out of athletics, I think. Some people still get some enjoyment out of it, but
if you're losing.
But oh my goodness, I never understood what a college athlete went through until I was working with this program and got to see the football players, the swimmers, basketball,
Acronym.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, it's crazy the life. College is tough enough just going and getting that degree, but you add all the rest of it, pressure. It's a lot on you during those 4 or 5 years.
RTFC. Can you we kind of touched on that a little bit, like kind of like what your mission and what your goal is with all that. But can you talk about the beginnings of like where did this come from?
Oh, it was, I don't remember the year exactly, Kelly. 96.
Thank you, producer Kelly.
Was when
Have you all been working with that since? Well, okay, hold on. That was before your okay.
we have been. Oh, we got married in 98, so yeah, from like 98, we've been in some form or fashion with this program. We haven't been over. We wasn't over it at that point. I was asked to be over it and support when Andrew, Roger Barber's son Andrew, started preaching.
2010, 2011-ish.
Somewhere around in there. But I mean, we were involved with the group way back. But they started it. It was actually a like-minded group of church kids that knew each other from like going to church camps and stuff like that. And they started on Thursday nights, and it was a way to give them a place to go. Beside, back then Thursday nights was the big frat party night.
Yeah, like if you're not familiar,
Thirsty Thursdays, as they call them.
Yeah, if you ever been to a college where it's like a suitcase college, and a lot of people go home on the weekends, all the partying happens on Thursday nights. So they would call them Thirsty Thursdays. So trying to find a way to give students an alternative to that, it makes it easier to not have to go. If you're like, well, other people are meeting at this place, I'm going to meet with them, to kind of pressure off a little bit.
And a lot of it just kind of depended on the group at particular years. Some of them like to get together and sing and play games. Like we had several groups that like volleyball, but it was just
Yeah.
We're gonna
So many different games, and
That's
they drove me
crazy.
crazy. I couldn't find out all the rules.
Yeah, you can't forget Mal.
Oh man, I had forgotten about
I've never learned how to
The
play
main
that.
thing was on Thursday nights. You got together and you forgot about school. You know, if you wanted to have a Devo, you had a Devo. Like I said, it just depended on the group and what their particular taste was.
So was it more like in the beginning? Was it more student led?
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of developed by the students. And we actually had 2 churches of Christ here in town at the time. And one of them was called University. And that's where it actually began. And then we hired a young man named Jim Bowie, and he came over and became our pulpit minister. Well, he was really big in the RTFC. I'm not RTF, it was RFC at that time. It was strictly Ready's.
As it should be.
Yeah.
But and
Oh,
so
man.
when he came over here, the students followed him, and that's kind of how we.
This is supposed to be an inclusive group.
We
We're
picked
like-
Well, it was Ready's for Christ for many years, and
I
then
I think I know the reason why it started out as that. I mean, primarily just because it was students from
Henderson. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, but over the years, though, we've had those associated with the church that go across the
W.
street,
Yep.
which is typically of the Baptist faith.
Mhm.
So there might be some there, but
a little bit of conflict.
yeah. But 2014, I think, is when it became RTFC, and I wanted to boycott it.
Oh my god.
It didn't work. But anyway, there were some good guys coming over from across the street, though. I remember a couple of the football players over there, came over, and, I got to chat it up with them and see what their, game days were like, and, just kind of what they did. I mean, it was just,
I was never really worried until we had Big Henry and Big Ernest.
Oh, I remember.
I never met Ernest.
Ernest was actually bigger than Henry,
Yeah,
but he was was he defense or I think he was offensive guard or
So him and Henry went up against each other, more
Yeah.
than likely.
Oh no.
He was
That's
big
funny.
dude. I do.
but both of them were gentle giants.
We got to get Henry on here at some
Yeah,
point.
you really do.
I asked him in the beginning,
You don't have
and
to have a Ric Flair woo.
that's fine. I'll give him one right now.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, that is. You next. Goldberg. Yeah, he would be great for this show. Awesome personality, and he's got, oh man, his journey to here is incredible because he went Missouri. When did you go? I don't even know if it was. It might have been Division II. Might have been D3. Some school in Missouri he started out in, and it was just a mess for him. It was kind of a similar, him and I started talking. Of all things, like wrestling brought us together.
Yeah,
But then he,
I remember WrestleMania at the house.
oh yeah, how many? Yeah. Those were the
I
days.
always look forward to April.
And then the WWE Network came out. All things changed. But yeah, that's kind of what got Henry and I talking. And the next thing you know, it's getting brought up in conversation that he grew up with Christ. And so it's just like, you need to come to RTFC, man. Did I say RTFC? You need to come to.
They've been converted.
Slowly
Yeah.
happening.
But he did though, and he fit like it was great. And to see Henry be Henry and open up and just get to learn about this big goofy teddy bear when he's not on the field, but when he's on the field.
Cody's mom chased him with a butcher knife.
Yeah. We had quite a few Halloween stories around here.
I've never heard this. I can
Oh, yeah.
see Henry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget if she was just dressed as a demented old lady or something, and makeup smeared. And
Was it a real knife?
Yeah. Judy goes,
We do
Oh,
nothing
wow.
halfway.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Judy does nothing halfway.
"You got time for that."
Oh man! So, but
But it made Henry uncomfortable because she would stay in character,
Yeah.
and he would just kind of.
She's very much a method actor.
even though he could
Very good
squash
at
her
it.
like a bug.
Oh yeah.
Miss Judy might need an episode too. That'd be fun.
Yes.
That's great.
And she's gonna watch this too, I bet. So this will be yeah.
To the original RFCers, she was Mama May.
Okay.
And to y'all, she's Miss G. I mean, she's kind of like transitioned over the years. But she's been as big a part of this college ministry as we have.
Getting this guy to, like, hey man, you gonna come to
he didn't come up here for us.
No,
Yeah.
he went for the banana pudding.
Banana.
Yeah, but it's like, Andrew, you coming to the hotel room first? No, I'm going straight to Miss G's.
Yes, she's got banana pudding. What are you talking about?
But I mean, your entire family has played a huge role in my life, and as well as
All of our lives.
Well,
yeah.
we literally, I don't know how many hundreds of kids have come through this program. We may be reaching 1,000 or better, but we've adopted each and every one of them.
That's how you performed our marriage. That's it for Morgan and I.
So what are the goals moving forward for RTFC?
We're trying to grow it back. 2020 with COVID, and something changed. I always say that I got old, and because our groups, no, I'm not going to act old for sure. But we had two large groups. One group had 11 in it, another one 12. They graduated out, and our numbers dropped at that point. We were waiting to build back up, and then 2020 hit where we weren't meeting, and I think we lost that transitional group that freshmen could come in and say, you guys that were here already could say, yeah, come on, we're going to go hang out with Tony and Kelly. We weren't older people that was the same age as their parents at that point in time. We were just two people that cared about them.
I heard an interesting statistic tonight. In the 2025 school year, freshman enrollment was up 49% from the previous year. I mean, they're there. I went on campus today, went to the bookstore and walked around a little bit. I didn't see maybe because it's Friday and people are just, but I mean, the interaction that I had there, the spirit's there. I mean, like the students were talkative, and things were, the people that I talked to in the bookstore, people that I talked to in the rec center. It was a good visit, I don't know if it's something with the times, maybe. I mean, you mentioned COVID, and that kind of shut things down quite a bit, but I don't know. It just it's something that I can't put a finger on. I can't. Me personally, I'm not trying to toot a horn or anything because I really have no part in any of this. But the youth that I get to see on a weekly basis at our congregation Hill in Paragould, we're kind of experiencing a boom right now. I don't know. But what about Honduras? Is that in the future?
As soon as I can get my body back in shape. I keep having surgeries that interfere. I'm looking at shoulder surgery coming up, hopefully by the end of this year. So that would take out.
When COVID put a damper on that too for a little bit with travel as well, so it's hard to get that back in motion.
Yeah, you had that 1 year of political unrest where it wasn't safe to travel. Then you had a couple years of COVID, and then I had neck surgery 1 year, back surgery the next.
So
I've had 3 good years now, but now it's coming up.
When's the last time y'all went?
Ooh, 6 years ago. 19. 18.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think last year was the political unrest year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, do we have any Honduras stories we want to talk about real quick? I mean, we're getting close to having to wrap it up, but we do got some Honduras stories out there that could be pretty entertaining.
One that I'm thinking of that when we talk about Honduras, I think about this one a lot. Is that I can't remember what year it was. But we had done some activity that day. I don't remember if it was working with the kids or if we were pouring some more cement floors. But I had a rough day, and I think I was just really upset about something. And I remember saying to Tony, "This is not about me. Like we're here to help other people." And I remember you vividly being like, "That's where you're wrong. That it is about us in some capacity, like how we deal with the things that we see in Honduras and the things that we do for people in Honduras, like that is a process that worked on us. And I think in the same way as the RTFC ministry is that like because you and Kelly were so open about everything and willing to talk with us, like it was a growth journey for us. Like, yeah, we were there to help people. We were there to physically do, these labors, but the experiences we had and the growth that we had were about us as Christians and us as people growing. So I'll never forget that. I'll never forget you being like, "That's where you're wrong."
Yeah, 'cause, I mean,
Everybody kind
when
of has
you-
a breaking point.
when you
Somewhere.
really
Oh,
look
yeah.
at
It's
when you really
everything
look
out
at
there.
a short term mission, yeah, you do some stuff for them, but you really get more out of it than they do.
Oh yeah, all the time.
My 16, 17. I don't remember where we were at. We were all still together. One year we split groups up. One either went to San Francisco de La Paz and the other stayed in Gualaco or something like that. Something happened where I ended up going with the Brooks and their bunch. And y'all stayed together. I don't think this was that year. We were. This was my second. No.
That might have been the first year we went to Amaguapo.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
We were working on a house that was literally at the bottom of a hill,
Yeah.
and we were having to take our wheelbarrows down backwards with the
Yeah,
spotter.
that was in Amaguapo.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was when we had the lightning storm.
It
and
was
the rain,
it was a
rain.
monsoon. Is
Yeah.
what it
and-
was.
And we kept working, and the locals were looking at us like we were idiots.
Because we were getting the cement like a little bit too watery, but
The river was rising too.
Yeah.
We
we
gotta
didn't-
go home.
we didn't have. I know Susan and them. They went to church in San Francisco de Paz. It was on a Sunday. We stayed because we wanted to complete those last few jobs before we got ready to head out. And I think we were leaving out the next day.
I think so. Yeah,
And
it's very close.
Yeah.
so we stayed, and then one of them come up and kind of language barrier because we didn't have a train. All our translators were gone. We were just kind of winging it in hand motions, and they let us know that the river was going to come up, but we thought it was going to come up and fall out. That it took like 2 or 3 days before it fell out, and so we just understood it was coming up. We needed going across, so we did.
Oh,
And then we got to the house we were staying in, and they let us know, hey, what about the cement mixer?
Oh yeah, we had to go
So
back.
we had to go back across the river.
Oh gosh, I had
And
to
that's
stress
when
that.
I got the call when I got back from North Carolina, and the sponsoring congregation that owns the house that we stayed in, who did not know we were there. And so they were like, yeah, we heard stories that y'all crossed the river. I said, oh yeah, it was way up when we went to go. I said, no, people die in that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oops.
Oopsies. Yeah, you're like, what were we supposed to do?
Well,
Sorry.
like that
Crossing
trip,
the road
that
at
trip,
night.
we went into town after dark, or arrived after dark, and there was like kidnappings and things on that road after dark, and we're just merrily
So
ignorance
many
is bliss, you know.
oblivious.
God had us the entire way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we had a van load of pretty good sized dudes too.
Evan Dinion, that was us.
But there was so much that the good Lord looked out for us on that trip.
We at the bottom of that hill. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how. Like, really, like it was pretty
was steep.
It was steep.
It
Well, it was
pretty
two people you had the guy driving the wheelbarrow and then the spotter
Preservation.
Yeah, and I mean, like literally, like you were
to keep your feet
Yeah.
from going
up
out from
on
under.
their bottom,
Yeah.
making sure that they're not slipping out from underneath. But we went back the next year, right?
Yeah.
And we saw, we either finished that job that day or we saw the finished product or something. And I just had like this full circle moment. I'm like, this is crazy. I live in Timbuktu, Arkansas. I do this for a living, and all the way across the water over here, I got this one moment that literally have helped make the quality of these people's lives just a little bit better. And they thanked us and they remembered us. And I just thought that was, you talk about the moments that are for you. That just kind of put into perspective for me how small this world really is. and it made me think about missionary journeys. You know, how far people would travel just to spread the word or spread encouragement or just and I don't know, that's one of the better lessons that I've taken away from Honduras is that you don't realize how big of a deal this is, even though to you it's just this small, I don't know.
The thing that hooked me on it was the very first year that Kelly and I went with Sarah. Sarah finally, she'd been trying to get us to go down there for a while, and we didn't. I don't know. And so we finally caved in and went with her. Well, we were doing this one house, and well, two things that really struck me. One thing was we provide the cement, labor, and we pour them a concrete floor where they're living on dirt floors. And all they have to do is have everything out of the house on the day that we're coming. Well, probably 90% of them will have a mattress on the ground, and everything they own will be on that mattress when we get there. And to think of all the excess stuff that we have in our attics and laying around the house in a barn and whatnot, everything they own is on a mattress out in the yard. That hit me, as to what we were doing and what was needed. And then the other one that just, it ripped my heart out and made me so happy that we had done it and we'd be back again, was we went to this house and there was a child that was physically underdeveloped. All he could do was scoot around on his bottom and kind of had the cloth diaper thing. And he was older than he looked. He was just small because he underdeveloped. But he was confined to a 4x4 piece of cardboard. They'd lay down so that he wouldn't get filthy scooting around. And all his siblings and the other kids were running back and forth. And he would scoot to the edge of it, chasing them, trying to keep up with them. And then they'd head back this way, and then he would scoot. But that was his area, that little 4x4 cardboard. When we got through, the mother came up, and she was bawling her eyes out and speaking Spanish, of course, and had no clue what she was saying. But Susan explained, or maybe Sarah, one of the interpreters, explained to us when she got done that she said now her child can go throughout the house, that he's not confined to his cardboard because he has concrete floors. And that just, kind of drove home that there's a need there. We might not be speaking scripture to them, but we're showing Christ in our actions and what we're doing. And another one I just thought of was there was a lady, and she was like about your height, just a small, petite woman.
He had to do it.
I had to go
do
there.
it to him.
But we
Tony!
but we showed up to the house above. Her house was down in this valley, and the house above was where they had the cement mix stored. And so it'd been raining. We wasn't even sure we was going to be able to get the truck and the cement mixer down the hill because it was so muddy. And so we stopped up there to load the cement bags onto the truck. Well, she is so excited that we were there. Now, she has built this place by herself, a cinder block house with a metal roof. She did it, saved the money, and did the work herself. She comes running up the hill barefoot and grabs one of those 80-pound bags of cement, throws it over her shoulder, and takes off running down the hill. And we're like, whoa, we're going to put it on the truck. And so we get down there, and we set up, how we'd set our water barrel up and set the mixer up next to the gravel pile, get all the shovels out and everything. She starts running with 5-gallon buckets because there was no water spigot to fill the water barrel that we were going to draw from to mix the cement. She starts running about 100 yards down to the creek or river, whatever it was, down by her house, and starts dipping up water, running back and forth, filling that barrel. And so she gets us enough started that we start mixing cement. Well, we put the girls on the shovels, the guys on the wheelbarrows, and I forget, Hannah and Jade were shoveling. Well, I didn't have anything to do at the time, so I got on the back side of the gravel pile and throwing it closer to them so they wouldn't have to reach. They could just scoop and go right in the mixer. She gets through hauling the water. She jumps down there on the shovel. I've been seeing her do all this whole time, so I'm bound and determined I am not going to quit shoveling as long as she's shoveling. And I thought old man was going to have a heart attack that day. and I was quite a bit younger then. But she finally quit, and I was so glad that I could stop and take a break. But just that attitude of, if you're there to help them, they're willing to help you help them.
Right.
She'd
You know,
make,
they're not going to sit back and watch you help them.
she'd make a good ready.
That's right.
Well, real quick, let's mention. Let's just give a little input on one of our favorite personalities and individuals in Honduras, our friend Yayin. Can you describe how can you describe Yayin? But
Smiling always.
Yayin is the happiest person on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he's not, you don't know it.
and has absolutely no reason to be.
No, he's been dealt one of the worst hands you could be dealt in life. He's mentally
He's
I don't
just
wanna say-
illiterate. I think he's illiterate. I don't know. Because
there's some mental challenges there. He's been bullied. He's been picked on. He's been beat up by the locals there. He's just had a lot of disadvantages, but he's been taken in by the congregation there, and he does not speak English, but somehow he understands us when we're down there.
pretty incredible.
But you cannot have a bad day when you're around Yayin.
I was having a bad day, and we drove all the way to Colaco so I could get some. And that wasn't just for me. I mean, we had other things, but it was Yayin therapy.
All it takes is for him to, see you coming, and you're amigo,
Yeah.
and problems gone. He gives you that big hug. Him and his sister Sheila.
And he'd work.
Oh yeah,
He'd work.
there's been so many groups that he has helped come through, and I think some of them know him as Jimmy's. We know him as Yayin, but yeah, he's just a real special individual.
One of the favorite pictures I have is, I think you're hugging Yayin from Honduras, and I think it's the fun picture I have for you.
Is that the one where he's got the RFC?
I think so. It's
T-shirt on?
like it's a picture, and you can see Zach's face and his arms wrapped around Yayin.
Yeah.
And like Yayin just, again, it's kind of. I mean, I think the similar vibes that we get from y'all. It's like it's always positive, and like this perspective on life, despite all of the negative things that have been dealt to him, is that he's just happy to see us. And like studies show, like if you are very positive to react to people, like they feel that, like they want to see you, right? And so I think that's always how I felt here.
Yeah.
Like I've never, came into anything with RTFC and been like, oh hey James, like everybody's always just really excited. And I think, yeah, it's the temptation's there, right? But I mean, you and Kelly have always made it where when you see one of us, whether it's been here, like when we were at the program all the time, or when you see us later, it's always been, a joyous thing to be able to see each other again.
At 10 o'clock at night.
At whatever hour it is now.
But and I just want to hit on this real quick with Yayin. He's that childlike mentality almost that I wish I could be all the time. Like be serious when it's time to be serious, and he works, like it wasn't every project that we were on, but he was there carrying buckets. I don't know I remember him being at the sites and just working with us, smiling the whole time.
Yeah, he was usually the bucket man.
But he
And if you got behind
yeah.
Always encouraging.
Love that guy. But so this is the portion that I think I talked to you about. I don't know if I ran it by you. This is not
You know
been,
nothing.
no, but really this is nothing extravagant. Okay, I just think it's necessary because you and Kelly have been a part of our lives for a number of years.
10+ years.
That I'd like for us to go around and just offer a quick bit of thanks to Tony. Real quick, I'll start. Give y'all time to think.
You can't run away because it's on camera.
But well, Tony, I mentioned earlier that, whenever I get down or whenever I get, I shut myself off. And there was a period here recently where I shut myself off from all three of y'all for a long time. And I apologize. I know I've apologized for this before, but I can't stress it enough. I respect you. I respect you for the effort that you put into me developing as a Christian and also as a young man, just the lessons that you taught me about work and about how to treat people and just how to be a Christian. I mean, you're Ephesians 4. Like if I literally pulled out the book of Ephesians right now and started in chapter 4 and went through the end of chapter 5 where it's talking about basically Christian living, ticking the boxes. I mean, you're a prime example of that. And even after my silence for such a long time, I apologized to you on the phone not too long ago, and you're just that same Tony, and it's okay. It to me it was a huge deal because I've forsaken our friendship and our mentor mentee relationship, and I regret that. You're just there with open arms, man. And I can't thank you enough for that. And that's a lesson that I need to soak up because I got 2 youngsters, 3 here in the next few weeks that have a lot of my personality. I don't know about the third one, but probably. But I just thank you for showing me these things because it's going to make my life easier as a father. And so thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your example. And somebody else start talking.
I mean, I know I already thanked y'all earlier, but I mean, I thank y'all again. I don't know where my life would be without you and Kelly and Zach here. I mean, I really don't. I know I was lost when I came to Henderson and, found the Lord when I got here because of y'all help leading me there and because I'm blessed to lead my family, help guide them with their relationship to the Lord and my son with the Lord. And like you said, just a great role model, great father figure. I know I consider y'all just like my own parents, like I can't wait till y'all meet Justin. I wanted y'all approval with Sydney. And so I really just thank y'all and I just love our relationship that we have and we'll continue to have for the rest of our lives. I don't doubt it. Not one bit.
I mean, I think we echo all those same statements, but especially with our ministry, I think you mentioned earlier that you have all of these kids that y'all have had the luxury of being able to mentor, and like that's I think what we all strive for, right? In ministry, I mean, we all strive for the ability to make connections the way y'all have, and so we know you're not perfect, and we don't want to, tout that.
We're pretty close.
but y'all were perfectly fit for us at the time that we needed y'all. And so we're very grateful for that opportunity. And we're very grateful to be able to hopefully carry those into our own ministries. As we go to where God has placed us in life, we look at, like we said earlier, what did they do? What worked and what didn't work? And I mean, that encouragement is met with the plans that y'all have laid out. I think of Paul saying, "Follow me as I follow Christ." Right? We need those physical examples in our lives. That's how we learn. So we just thank y'all for being those examples. We thank y'all for putting up with the shenanigans that we have
jumped
into, which we still didn't fully explain, and I guess that will just be left a mystery. But
my mom's gonna kill me.
But yeah, we were very grateful. Yeah, I think Andrew put it very well, and Zach as well, that we wouldn't be where we're at today without y'all. And so we hope that in our own ministries and lives, we can carry that into what we do to be able to serve God in that way.
well, as I said before, is like short-term missions. Y'all were our mission, but just like going to Honduras, we got as much out of having y'all in our lives as y'all got out of us. I mean, y'all were examples for our kids. Y'all are like big brothers. I mean, y'all, they go to Honduras too. So, I mean, y'all had your time that y'all got to speak with them. And they may rag you and stuff like that. One year, Garrett really come out of his shell and he was dishing out.
That was great.
Y'all kind of opened up a can of worms with him on that one. He was abusing everybody.
I think our workout group kind of had something to do with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, y'all talk about what all we gave y'all. Y'all gave back as much as we gave. And what came out of that, you know, may start as a mentor, parent-like, but we've become lifelong friends. And that will be. And I want you to know you felt bad about coming out of that dark place. We're always there for you if you have a dark place. When you come out of it, we're going to be waiting on you. We're going to be reaching in and trying to pull you out.
Yeah.
This guy.
We did.
But yeah, we're not going to give up on you, but you're not ever going to do anything that we're not going to love you. And we look forward to seeing the next generation of y'all and teaching them. See, now I can be the crazy uncle.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
as we were sitting here, I'm like, this is like
Yes.
the Dynasties podcast. You're full-time.
You need more coffee, sir.
See, I couldn't do things with y'all that, you know, your kids, I would teach them how to blow up stuff and all that dangerous stuff.
You watch that Tony Dickey guy. He's
I'll join you.
oh man. Well,
No,
this,
we have thoroughly enjoyed our time spending with all the students that's come through. We like there's some that's closer than others. You know, some took advantage. A lot of them, those 11 o'clock parking lot conversations, or Sunday nights when we'd be still up here shutting the place down, waiting for the sun to come up, just talking. You know, finding out what's going on in your lives, stuff that's troubling you and whatnot. You know, a lot of them took advantage of that, and those are the ones that you're really the Hunters, the Caitlin's, you guys. You know, that Corbin, that you know, y'all bring your like you was talking about with Sydney. They bring their fiancés here and kids when they're born, and it just makes our day.
I just made you a groomsman in my wedding. I just get that.
Like I said, he officiated ours. We were just like, "Come here, please."
Why is this older gentleman the groomsman at his wedding? Well, now you know.
I said, "Oh, dude, is he homeless?
Oh,
You need an extra groomsman driving on the street?"
he's like the caddy from Happy.
Stop.
Oh, I don't know why that just popped into my head. Well, Tony, thank you so much for doing this, guys. Appreciate y'all. It's always a blast. And it's kind of a weird sleep deprived blast at this point. But, you know, he's probably handling it better than all of us.
All right, going down. We're going to Waffle House.
That's
what I'm
right.
saying.
Yes.
Oh, dear. Who's buying mine? That's my question. I don't eat sheep either. Y'all know this. So, this guys, this has been great. This is everything I expected it to be and more. And I appreciate y'all for doing this. This is just good entertainment and good times for us. So, I guess we're just gonna have to do it again sometime.
That's right.
Well, this has been Glory Stories, episode 6. Special guest.
Productions.
That's right. Special thanks to our producer.
Oh man, with our special guest, Donkey Dad, owner of Turkey Trot Acres Gym, wedding venue, and bed and breakfast,
AKA
snacks, Mr.
and juice.
Mr. Tony Dickey. Tony, thank you. Appreciate
My
you.
pleasure.
Love you, sir.
Love you.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
You mind hitting the off button on that?
Producer duties.